Behind closed doors, a major change is taking place in silence. Even while the mainstream media has mostly kept quiet, new information from a private Brics summit has surfaced that might change the current global financial order. The structure for a new global reserve system has been agreed upon by the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, according to leaked confidential documents. The twist: in addition to gold, this new Brics coin will also be backed by XRP. Indeed, these documents reveal that XRP, the digital asset that has long been thought to be important in international banking, is the technological foundation of a new global trade currency backed by gold. The numbers supporting this approach will astound you, and the ramifications are enormous. A single, audacious goal to unseat the US dollar as the global reserve currency is at the heart of this strategy. Due in significant part to its influence in international settlements and oil markets, the dollar has dominated world trade and financial institutions for many years. However, the BRICS alliance is now working quickly to create a parallel financial system that is independent of Western banking institutions as geopolitical tensions increase and the dollar's soundness falters. What power source did they decide to use for this system? XRP. Why? Since XRP addresses an issue that conventional systems like SWIFT are unable to address, it allows for immediate, affordable, and borderless settlement. XRP settles transactions in seconds at a fraction of a penny, whereas SWIFT takes days and has significant overhead. That is a revolution rather than merely a gain for economies handling trillions of dollars in trade annually. Leaked Brics documents state that XRP will act as the purported liquidity bridge connecting gold reserves and national digital currencies. Because of this hybrid approach, the BRICS coin will genuinely have physical support from gold, ensuring the stability of hard assets. In addition, XRP offers real-time digital settlement, which makes everything effective and, well, really liquid. Thus, this isn't just another digital currency issued by a central bank. In reality, it's a gold-backed economic weapon with great speed. The figures start to get serious at this point. The BRICS nations account for about 40% of the world's population and almost 30% of its GDP. The demand required to sustain that level is, to be honest, enormous, if even 1% of the BRICS trade volume is ultimately paid in XRP. Analysts estimate a price objective of $100,000 per XRP based on transactional throughput and liquidity requirements. It's not just possible either. With this model, it is essentially inevitable. Let's take a moment to dissect it. Each year, the BRICS nations exchange trillions of cash. We're talking about billions, possibly even trillions, passing through the XRP ledger if XRP does end up becoming the default rail for even a small portion of that. The value of each XRP must increase significantly in order to avoid irrational price fluctuations that can interrupt trade flows. Simple supply and demand economics, but scaled up to the level of international trade, is what it is. Using this paradigm, one economist referenced in the leak calculated the necessary market capitalization for XRP. The price of XRP must hit 6 digits if it is to account for even 1% of BRIC trade volume and maintain stability for use at the state and business levels. The milestone of $100,000 per token is no longer a pipe dream. It is the bare minimum needed to be functional at scale. The worst part is that this proposal isn't a potential future scenario. It is evident from the summit's conclusion that the infrastructure is already being developed. Gold reserves are being reallocated. Cross-border digital settlement pilot programs are already in place in nations like China and Russia, and Ripple, the company behind XRP, has been secretly collaborating with dozens of central banks around the world, many of which are allegedly connected to BRICS initiatives. For this reason, Ripple is expanding its collaborations throughout Latin America, Africa, and Asia. XRP is being positioned as the neutral, apolitical asset that can link divergent economies and monetary systems without depending on any one nation-state, and these regions are aligning with BRICS. In this situation, XRP turns into a worldwide utility, a settlement layer that is independent of governments but strong enough to facilitate transactions of sovereign quality. The effects on the US dollar are just as severe. This Brics coin will immediately become the most credible substitute for the petrodollar system if it starts as anticipated, supported by XRP and gold. The long-standing US dollar-only pricing of oil contracts may give way to BRICS coin settlements. That would speed up the already occurring de-dollarization tendencies and lower the demand for dollars globally. Now, nations weary of militarized finance and sanctions based on the dollar have a legal way out. The dollar's dominance is coming to an end, not suddenly, but strategically and irrevocably. And XRP is at the heart of this change. Once disregarded by doubters, a digital asset is now being used as a weapon and the basis for a new global financial system. What does this signify for you, though? Your window of opportunity is now. When the formal announcement is made, it will cause a huge upheaval in every market worldwide. Retail investors can still purchase XRP at this time, but that window may soon close. After the system launches, governments, central banks, and other organizations will scramble to obtain liquidity. The $100,000 price target, which was formerly thought to be absurd, will turn into a floor since XRP is unable to effectively settle international trade at low prices because of size and scarcity requirements. Hype isn't the point here. It has to do with monetary math, liquidity modeling, and geopolitical strategy. Speculating on a token is no longer enough. A global realignment of money itself is being led by you. Let's be clear. The Brics are producing the ideal hybrid when they support their currency with both gold and XRP. Digital efficiency and the protection of tangible assets. Centuries of monetary faith are brought about by gold. The speed and scalability required in the 21st century are provided by XRP. Many thanks for listening. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Additionally, to be the first to know when I post new stuff, make sure you enable the alerts. I can't wait to see you again in the next video. Be careful.